Welcome back to my channel, Libra. Okay, I thought I would do these ones. I was trying to pull them forward on the last reading, but I decided just to do it separately because the other one went on a little longer. So this is just general on this one, but this is the energy for September 2023 or whenever you find it. So the energy that I saw coming through is definitely very goal-oriented. And of course, I'll go through it generally and then more specific here. But generally, the goals are you're at the forefront of trying to figure out your next moves. It does feel like there's a celebration of some sort coming through, and there was kind of a hint of that as well in the month of September with the previous cards that I did with the tarot on career, money, finance. And there is a warning, which also kind of came through with the Seven of Swords with the other reading, but again, it was less of a significant energy and more of sort of a sidestep, you know, just be aware of it sort of thing. There was a lot of cards coming through in around connections, and so I feel like there is a significant connection that's going to be quite relevant here. So you just want to be maybe cautious around that specific connection because, again, it doesn't have to be a love interest. Lovers just means that there could be, it's just somebody with an intense connection that you're, you know, there's some heated issue around there, I would say, because we are right around Cracker. So there's positive energy here, but there's definitely some sense of intensity. And when I see the Phoenix, it's like, you know, something there's going to be after a period of a crisis, whether this is you just going past the crisis now and you are starting to, which I think that's really what's happening because it's right below the celebrations card. So it feels like this has been something you've already weathered. And then of course we've got the card of the Thorns. So weathering the challenges ahead brings in a new, more positive future. But again, there's still a lot of energy around being careful who you trust. So just be careful what you're saying in the month of September. I feel like it's, again, it's still in the previous cards, there was a lot of energy around a contemplative space versus a big celebratory kind of energy. But in this particular read, we'll just kind of read it as it goes here. This is where you're starting to really make some plans on some goals, and I feel like that is where you're going to make some headway. So even though some of the other cards were a little further out with the Three of Wands in the other deck, it did indicate that you are, I feel like you might be a little emotionally sensitive or whatever, or there's a lot of, I don't know how to put that here exactly, because I mean, I'm seeing it rising from the ashes, kind of, you know, renewed after crisis. So it's almost like there is like there's something here that you're learning, or at least you're trying to learn, or there's some kind of evaluation of your progress or your goals, that kind of thing. You're trying to figure out how to gain extra money, all of that. Any kind of doorway that you can open here is what you're really looking for. But I still feel like there's been a connection that's been quite draining for you, that's been a bit in the way here and maybe has somehow interfered with you fulfilling your dreams, that kind of thing. Just because there's so many cards around the warning, and be careful what you say to this person. Maybe there's a level of jealousy or something here that could be relevant. But the card of celebrations, like I said, is maybe that's you taking some time out to celebrate you, or put some time and energy, effort into you, because it's right next to the Phoenix rising above things, and you're really starting to move into a space where there's a lot more potential. There's a lot more, you're seeing a pathway to success. You're seeing something up ahead here that is going to allow you to boost your self-esteem. You know, this is where you're starting to make some changes in terms of your finances, in terms of your happiness, all of that, and you're being guided to that space. Again, when we get to the space over here with the snake, this is in around that energy of just being very cautious. But I wanted to sort of focus on the Phoenix because, I mean, that's where you're really making the biggest changes about finding your happiness. This is where you're being you're renewed in some way, because there has been a space where you have obviously felt there's been a lot of devastation, or a lot of heavy energy anyway to get through. And, you know, this is where things start to emerge here as well. You know, not only is it happiness is starting to come to the forefront here, but this is also kind of representing career success, that kind of thing, or whatever that image is for you that, you know, helps you to rise. That's where I would say you're moving, the space you're moving into. So again, snake is just really, you know, spending more time with yourself, I would say, because there's been more of a distrust around thoughts, emotions, people, that kind of thing. And I feel like that you're just being extra careful and maybe trying to bring back some of your energy into a space so that you actually have something more favorable or positive, up ahead. So it's also kind of a card of frugality and really not jumping into things. But your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path. But be careful. So it's also, it's giving you, letting you know that there is some exciting times ahead, but at the same token, it's also, do things in a very understated way is what I would say, because you don't want any repeats or dragging out of energy here, like with the thorns, because that's been a very hard path there. There's been a lot of challenges that have been brought to your life, a lot of tests, that kind of thing. And maybe it's where you had seen some of your goals disappear, or things around a connection have really been put you through some personal suffering, that kind of thing. But either way, I feel like you're moving into a stronger, better you, and it definitely speaks to a more positive outlook for sure. So we'll kind of just wrap it up here. This one's just a little bit more of a glimpse in. So again, when we get to the card of the Lovers, it's still a more positive card here as well. It's just talking about some new opportunities and decisions, major life choices, things that you're having to really move yourself ahead with, because again, it's definitely around your goals, definitely around some, important connections here as well. But it definitely speaks to a choice or a decision or something that needs to be considered at this time. And again, just be very careful about how you approach things, how you go forward. I feel like you may have some people around you that don't have your best interest at heart. Just to avoid anything that is going to endanger I don't want to say endanger, that sounds too strong, and just avoid anything that you feel is toxic for you at this time, because that's going to be, just sending you back into some heavier energy here. And you've already kind of paid that price, so you want to, use your lessons wisely. Cracker is almost like a new idea that's kind of propping up here. Like you just feel a lot more motivated in some way. I'd still say there's a lot of space in the mind here in this time frame here, but you could be drawing a lot more positive energy to you, or a lot more things around your goals. Like it's something about putting you on the right path either way. And it definitely speaks to an enthusiastic attitude. So whether you're still being understated about it, it just feels like you are more connected to this, finding what you want in this period for the month of September. Anyway, that's what I have for you. That's just a really quick intro of the general energy for you. And you can check out the other one that I just did a minute ago here that was in around career, money, finance, and just a little bit extra there too. But anyway, that's what I have for you, Libra, and this is for the month of September. Or again, whoever finds it, whenever you find it, however it resonates.